Week 4 of action from Williams Grove Speedway. It's about time we're back. Welcome to the Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions David versus Goliath Series. This is Williams Grove, and here in Mechanicsburg, we're about to go racing again. Carson Cherry has been on a dominant run for the championship. Our lineup is set for the 35-lap feature, and we're back again with action live on FTN Broadcasting. I'll be your host for tonight's broadcast. I'm David Kreutz, commentating and producing, and currently we are in our final practice session of the night. 2 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock here. Take a ride on board with your pole sitter, Colby Kasinger, and figure out a little bit more about this circuit. Colby will be taking the pole for tonight's event. Fourth right now in the warm-up timing sheets, his fastest lap overall, a 21.135 second run around this circuit. Now, talking about the racetrack we're at tonight, Williams Grove is a half mile, so it's the longest one we've gone to this point on FTN with the dirt cars. So, Kasinger has a lot to work with in the 714. So far, doing a pretty good job of it. Track state will be set to 85% wear. We go racing in just a few moments' time. Kasinger will be followed by Dylan Blackburn and Ian Lindell, second and third places. Those two drivers will be following them right up with Tyler Lacey fourth, Shane Miller in fifth, and Carson Cherry, the two-time back-to-back defending winner, in 6th. Mitchell Maynard returns after some internet setup troubles, but he finds himself back in the action. He's 7th tonight, with Jamie Crudoff 8th and Hunter Dressler 9th, with Dana Burdick, the 10th and final driver registered for today's festivities. Minute on the clock now. Had one heat race to determine the qualifying order tonight. Came in at 8 laps, all drivers in it. So it was pretty easy to get qualifying in and out in just a moment's notice. The 714 car, of course, a Kasinger winning it. He's been one of the strongest drivers in the heat format so far, as he's going to spin out right there, right in front of the field. A little bit of contact. Luckily, every driver getting a full reset in anticipation of the big show ahead of us. Weather for tonight's event, 78 degrees Fahrenheit, northbound winds at 2 miles an hour, very constant. That will not change from the beginning of this race to the end of it. Going to be exactly the same from top to bottom until the night concludes, of course. 13 seconds left on the clock, coming down. And as the laps wind down, warm-up has itself a champion. That's going to be Ian Lindell. Lindell, who qualified 3rd, is the fastest in our final practice session. And all things wrap up following the number 9 of Lindell. Watch out for Ian, as we are set to go green just moments away. "35 laps, 17.5 miles. That is what's on the agenda for tonight's festivities. It all begins, of course, with the drop of the first green flag. What we're expecting to see tonight, a fast one. Back to the 35-lap format we saw for our season opener, so a little bit shorter laps-wise. 9-driver field doesn't mean we're going to be free of any troubles. We have seen some aggressive racing so far throughout the campaign from the front to the back of the field, and that has meant that qualifying isn't always everything. That's been the trend. Again, a review of your qualifying lineup. Colby Kasinger finds himself P1, and Dylan Blackburn goes 2nd in the 48. 3rd is Ian Lindell in the number 9, and 4th place is Tyler Lacey, driver of the 97. 5th place is Shea Miller. 6th place is then Carson Cherry. Cherry qualified outside the top 5 last week, still won himself a race. 7th, Mitchell Maynard on his return, first time since the season began. Jamie Crudoff in 8th, and it looks like Hunter Dressler last man in 9th. Dana Burdick not with us, leaving 9 drivers to see the drop of the first green flag. 35 laps ahead of us, led by Colby Kasinger. Flat surface, and a wide one at that, here in Williams Grove. A lot of opportunity to go high, low, or anywhere in between. The big question becomes, what is the best line? Track state is set to 85% wear, which means that the high and low sides are both evenly, and very well at that, put down and in. They've got a lot of rubber accumulated, and that means drivers should be comfortable going fast. And not only that, fast and controlled, even in the opening laps. Double file, the field is 1 lap to green. The iRacing official pace car bringing them around. Racing action on FTN Broadcasting picking up through the month of September. By early March, we'll have ourselves 4 broadcasts a week, including the Friday night show you're watching here with Cherry Cinematography, and of course, the Tuesday night Integrity Racing League, the Saturday night Thunder, and the newest edition, Southeast Racing League, coming on Mondays starting March 9th. That's just about 3.5 weeks away. FTN Broadcasting bringing back the all-through-the-week schedule for the remainder of the 2026 racing season. It begins on a night like this. Colby Kasinger on the 714 on the inside at Williams Grove Speedway. First time we go racing all night long, and it's the 714 out in front. Green flags out at Williams Grove. Let's go big block racing in Mechanicsburg. Watching for the backside of leader Kasinger, it is obvious that he got away from the field and did so with, admittedly, a little competition. Not a lot is going to come of that run. It's only 1 lap anyway, and the yellow flag is out. back of the field troubles. Jamie Krudoff and Hunter Dressler among those. Here's a look. First lap yellow. And trouble as you see it here. Three wide. Oh, the 55 with a nasty hit. That's Ian Lindell. And Lindell clipped the inside barrier into turn 3. The nasty hit at that, and that is going to set him off course with huge damage. Look at that. Left front wheel falling off. Multiple drivers losing wheels. And the caution's out. Colby Kasinger in the field are collected again. This time, double file. We will come to green next time by. The drop of the green flag determined, of course, by Barney. Still lap 1. So we will restart with 34 laps to go at lap number 2. Coming to the green flag again. Same leader who set it off remains in control. Kasinger sees the green. There are absolutely no changes in our lineup to this point. That will probably change when we get down to lap number 2 and re-register and assign these guys, as Tyler Lacey was given an end-of-line penalty, and he'll head to the back. Green flag, and it is still Blackburn on the outside, working it through the top. Crossover down the bottom. Dylan Blackburn takes the race lead with a nice swoop into 1 and 2. And now coming out of the final corners of lap number 2, it is all Blackburn to the points. Dylan has himself an impressive repertoire of moves. We've seen them over the past couple of weeks, and he has been working himself up at the front of the field. Blackburn, a driver to look out for the second half of the season. And honestly, while Carson Cherry right now leads the championship and is coming up there in third, it's going to become the race for the rest. And if Blackburn wants to make back some points and get himself in the leading conversation, a win tonight is pivotal. Really, every driver has to now be looking out for going for more points. Carson Cherry has been taking everything from basically everyone so far, and that's just because he's had the best season by and large. A few moments into this next run, and everything has gotten calm and collected again. Watch for the behind, single file largely through and through. You'll have Hunter Dressler trying to make it up on Tyler Lacey here in the 97. See if that comes to fruition. Right now, side by side, Lacey on the bottom. Dressler coming in hot with a whole lot of momentum. After this race, we're going to Liveland Motorsports Park. Oh, big contact. Dressler and Lacey around. 3-car issue with Jamie Krudoff. Cautions out, and you saw it as it happened. Lap number 6. Take a look at this. Jamie Krudoff getting into it at the end with a nasty hit from Lacey, but it began with what we saw. Lacey and Dressler, the two battling against each other as they went side by side. A nail-biting battle, but just a little bit too much contact. That sends the 64 of Dressler into the outside wall and ricochets him. No safer barriers here. The energy is absorbed and put right back on the driver in the car, which for one is very dangerous in the real world, but as you saw right there, a driver who pushes in gets plowed on the way back. Unfortunately, they get a taste of their own medicine very fast. Yellow flag is out. We will restart again at the 29 lap to go mark. Green flag's out, back of the field, gets away well. Dylan Blackburn still in control, but watch as Kasinger slings it up on the high side, and it'll give him a taste of his own medicine. Blackburn gonna feel it, but not feel it hard enough to lose the lead. They're close to side by side. Blackburn covers. It's still toe-to-toe in a 3 and 4. Colby Kasinger, all eyes on the 714, trying to take that position back. Can't quite do it. See what happens now as these drivers are running practically identical laps against each other, side by side. But I think still Dylan Blackburn with a minor advantage in the first 10 laps have been mostly his now. These top two in another level as the caution comes out. Jamie Kurodoff. Take a look at this and you'll see what happened. Oh. Had a few drivers with issues getting into those inner and outer barriers. Did that happen again? No, it was a pileup. It began ahead of them, and it looks like it began with Ian Lindell in the 55 there. Watch this. Taking a look a lap back to Lindell. Ian caught contact. Oh, he just snapped loose. What actually happened there? We're going to find out. Because Lindell seemingly snapped loose. He caught the wall, and that's where the contact was. So he didn't just randomly snap. With 2 laps to green now, he'll get back out there, but Lindell going to drop spots big from a high of 3rd previously. Yellow is out again. iRacing pace truck bringing them back to a standstill. Dylan Blackburn with a good move to cover the inside and not worry about Colby Kasinger's aggression up top. But Colby definitely quick. He could get that lead back. Set to see what happens now. With 27 laps to go, this is your 3rd yellow of the day, so some early yellows fast to start the festivities. Pace trucks in. Kasinger, Blackburn ready to battle. Look at that. Dylan getting a good jump on the inside. And we are so quickly back on the way. Every driver practically taking their own line and starting to wonder what is the preferred groove here. Up high, Blackburn, Kasinger, Maynard. Well, it's pretty obvious for all but 2 that the outside is the preferred way to go. And I guess with that being such an obvious choice, it's a surprise that Mitchell Maynard now drops down there from 3rd. You see the front of the pack, the middle of the pack, they've all chosen top side, but I think Maynard now is trying to get a little bit more of that rubber in down low and do something different. Maybe that alternative approach is going to help him gain some different positions compared to the guys who are just playing it safe. Well, I figure that's the mindset now as he digs deeper and deeper again. Trying to take a chance there, Maynard. Can't quite do it. Carson Cherry in the 226 rides high again and is going to take 3rd place across the stripe. So Cherry now up to P3. Colby Kasinger in 2nd. Watching and waiting for another chance to reset because it looks like Dylan Blackburn from 7th on the grid, your biggest mover and your fastest driver, by a long shot now. Carson Cherry going to now fully be third. Take a look at the battle now for as high as third with Hunter Dressler. On board with Dressler in P5. Loose but no caution. The 64 slides but just gets away from it. Way down low goes Mitchell Maynard. I think he intentionally is dropping here. As he slides through, drops 2 spots. Maynard now side by side with Shea Miller. Miller having himself the top groove. Maynard is still trying to get that inside to go, but I just don't think it is, and he's going to fall back again. Dylan Blackburn with 21 laps remaining. Advantageous coming out of 20. And just beyond the halfway point we are coming up on. Again, 17 is going to be the halfway, 17 and a half. And besides those first 3 yellows in the first 8 laps, it's now gotten into a cleaner state of racing. Blackburn holds down the fort. Ian Lindell in 4th. Hunter Dressler 5th. And Shea Miller 6th place. Mitchell Maynard, Jamie Kruidoff, and Tyler Lacey wrapping up the 9 on the track. Looks like Lacey now going to be off it, but he is registered in the server. We might be able to see him again in due time. Here's Kruidoff right here, and you might just see this as well. Lap traffic may just become a factor for the rest of this race. Kruidoff is in jeopardy of going 1 down and is the first driver in that situation all night long. Approaching that point and quickly as the halfway mark is passed. Hunter Dressler in the 64 wraps up the top 5. And it looks like as the dust has literally settled, the high side has become by far the best line to go to. The opening of 1 and 2, that's exactly where Blackburn's going to take it, but now he's setting himself up for one more pass. This time, your leader putting a man 1 lap down with 15 laps to go. Quick one from Blackburn, it doesn't cost him any time. 21.359 second lap there for Dylan Blackburn, and for reference, that was only about 0.2 of a second off of his all-time fastest lap in the session, a 21.1. So, wow, with a big come up from your lapper there. Colby Kasinger is now going to get right by on Jamie Kruidoff, and we stay green. But again, tire wear hasn't become the biggest of concerns. Good laps can still be run. That time by, Kasinger not able to keep up with Blackburn as the yellow's out. Jamie Kruidoff in pit road and the yellow flies. Let's see why. Kruidoff goes down and in reverse, and that might have called a caution for the field. Or was it Shea Miller? Here's a look. Miller looked to be coming out of a trail of smoke, and that's why. Mitchell Maynard there getting in some trouble, and maybe Maynard with some control issues. Your 4th yellow of the day comes out. Mitch was up high. And then the yellow dropped. Gets up in the wall again. Nonetheless, I don't know if that was the call for the caution. I think it happened because Kruidoff went in backwards to pit road and disconnects. The yellow flag is out. And so, Dylan Blackburn holds the advantage for Colby Kasinger, Carson Cherry, and Ian Lindell. Set to roll with the Baker's dozen. Just 13 laps to go. Let's try this again. This time with Blackburn advantageous and behind him Carson Sherry. Carson, one of the guys to look out for, now en route to what could be his third consecutive win of the season if he just gets an opening. Double file now with 7 on the lead lap. Shane Miller given the end of line penalty as a result of that caution. He'll be lined up right at the tail with Mitch Maynard. Small bunch to finish it off, and they are only 7 miles away from the checkered flag. Let's see what they can do in the final stretch. Big bolts out from Blackburn. That's all he needs. Green flags out with 13 laps remaining. Colby Kasinger right and on the way. 7:14 is now running in second. Ian Lindell third. Carson Sherry in fourth. Hunter Dressler wraps up the top 5. Single file all the way through right now. Seeing that guy, the 7:14, Kasinger consistently slide it up high. Makes you wonder, is anyone else going to try to copy that to get more aggressive? We've seen the leaders back off for the most part. That or just nobody's been able to catch up to Blackburn. It looks like whatever he's had in him tonight has been unstoppable. Carson Sherry up on the wall. Same goes for Mitch Maynard. Both losing time big. That's going to cost Sherry in particular. And it looks like the dream for going after 3 consecutive wins is dimming. Not dead yet. Certainly, you're not going to get anywhere by finding yourself losing time to that degree. 10 to go now. Just 10 laps remaining for Dylan Blackburn as he holds the advantage over Colby Kasinger. Yellow flags hold the field in the balance. Hunter Dressler, obviously, here, trying to escape the Miller-Maynard battle and free himself for a firm top 5. Miller up on the wall again and loose. He's had some troubles with the wall for the most of the night. And I guess Miller is going to pull it in and call it there. No yellow with 9 to go. Eight to go. Now as they run, and while Colby Kasinger had that trouble in getting up to the leading man of Blackburn, it might just be Ian Lindell with one final push for the lead. Top 3 drivers in the lineup qualifying wise are still there. Only swap is Blackburn taking where Kasinger was. Watch further back and there is no sign of these back two. Hunter Dressler, Carson Cherry in his own world, Mitchell Maynard now following in 6th. Last driver on the lead lap, not in jeopardy of going one down by any means. Blackburn there, watch him roll. Colby Kasinger, 7:14. Second place. And now firmly there by more than a second and a half. Dylan Blackburn turned on the jets. And it looks like the track condition really came into his favor. The track started with moderately high usage. Not as much, about 70% worn in. But it looks like this firm 85% plus has allowed for those grooves to be really dug in well. And that advantage of having the most calm and collected racers on a packed-in racetrack, sometimes you get different drivers who are better when things are really locked in. Same thing as asphalt drivers who are better in the short or the long term. Having a long-term track definitely helps some guys, and no doubt about it, Dylan Blackburn is one of those who has been celebrating the way the track is run. Kasinger and Ian Lindell right up to the top of the track. They are staying at that circuit's surface all the way there, but they haven't pulled up anything. First time all season, Carson Cherry is set to finish outside the podium as well. Would be his worst finish of the season, 4th. So far, with an average finish above 2, he has been relentless in his pursuit of victory. On a night like this, another driver is finally going to get the shot to break through and take it home. 1 lap remaining. Dylan Blackburn, white flags out into 1 and 2. He's got to hold his own, and the race is official. Dominating after the 5-lap marker and returning to victory lane. The number 48 Dylan Blackburn finally gets his day in the David versus Goliath Series and wins from Williams Grove Speedway. Blackburn P1. And Colby Kasinger goes 2nd to Ian Lindell's 3rd. Carson Cherry, the first man outside the podium, as Blackburn is a winner and is knocked off Cherry's winning streak. Burning down the house, it's Dylan Blackburn, man of the hour. He will be accompanied by his fellow podium sitters, and we will read out our final race results and, of course, our post-race interviews right after the following messages. You're watching live on FTN Broadcasting coverage of the David vs. Goliath Series, Round 4 from Williams Grove. We will be right back after this with your final race results and your post-race interviews.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Live on FTN Broadcasting, post-race coverage begins from the David vs. Goliath Series. Williams Grove Speedway is come and gone, and we have ourselves a race winner. Not any longer will it be the man who started on the pole, Colby Kasinger, but instead it is Dylan Blackburn. Blackburn grabbing race victory over Colby Kasinger in 2nd, getting a 4-second gap at the end of that run. 5th goes Mitchell Maynard, and 6th goes Hunter Dressler, with 7th being Shea Miller, Jamie Crudoff being 8th place, and 9th and last on the lineup tonight, Tyler Lacey, 30 laps down. Dana Burdick also registered but did not race. Blackburn, the winning man with the most laps led. He's the driver we will speak to first here as the checkered flag has fallen. Bringing in your race winner, the number 48, to the broadcast booth. It's been a long time coming for Dylan Blackburn. He's been strong as of late and finally gets the opportunity to show it here in Williams Grove. Blackburn, victory lane is yours tonight. How does it feel?
It's the best thing in the world, man. I've watched so many people just drive off into the sunset from 2nd, and I finally got the feature win sticker. It feels great.
And you talk about it. First off, heat race, you qualified 2nd. Can you walk us through how it is like getting that track position and how important it was for you?
Well, I know it's going to be really important because this track is really hard to put a slider together, and I figured it was just going to be top all the way around with the 70%. And then I figured out cut down was like all right in the heat race. I used that to pass most of the people. And then in warm-ups, I was trying so many different lines, just seeing what I could put together to maybe try to get around Cole because he was really good. And Ian in 3rd was also really good warm-up, so I was nervous about him. But I found that cut down in warm-ups, and then I tried it. It worked so well.
All things considered, you started the night well by starting in second, but to drive off into the sunset, as you said, that's the highlight of the day. So how does it feel? And first off, how did you do it? Because it seems like the session for the race, you really kicked things off and put it together better than anyone else.
Really, anytime I'd go in there and use the cut down, I could see a little bit of a tire mark right at the edge of the cushion where I would hit. So I would just keep trying to hit that every single lap and get as close to that inside wall as possible. And it bit me a couple times. I about junked the car trying to run that cut down. But I was looking at my lap times after the race. I barely fell off at all. That cut down was really good all race.
And fantastic positioning, without a doubt. The car seemed just right. A track like Williams Grove, can you describe what it was like driving there? Because it seemed like it really connected with your style.
Yeah, I really like tracks where you gotta keep up momentum because I've always been really good at it, and it definitely showed tonight. I had a lot of fun. I don't know about all the other people since it was so spread out, but navigating through a couple people that were lap traffic was really sketchy because some of them were just all over the place, and it's hard to run a cut down with people behind you because then you could just stop in the middle of the track in front of them, and they could not know you're running a cut down. So you'd have to just run the top, hope for the best, hope to get a decent enough gap on them. But whenever I found the cut down line, I was already out to the lead, thankfully. So I could on the restarts, I could usually get a big enough gap to start running that cut down, and it worked out perfect.
Everything works out fine, and a huge win for you to boost momentum heading into Lima Land. That's the next race on the calendar and our first race of March. How are you feeling now with the wind in your sails, and what's it going to take to keep it going?
I'm super excited. Lima Land is so fun with these cars. It's gonna be elbows up all night, close racing, beating and banging. I'm looking forward to it.
Dylan Blackburn, the winner today from Williams Grove. Any final comments or shout-outs you'd like to send? The floor is yours.
First of all, I'd obviously like to thank Carson Cherry and Mitch Maynard for putting two fat guys together, hosting all these awesome events. It's always super fun to run with them. I want to thank Jason Sarton Jr. for absolutely no reason. I want to thank me, myself, and I for putting in hours of test laps trying to earn that sticker. And I want to thank you for putting up all these awesome broadcasts.
Dylan Blackburn, amazing performance tonight. The job is done, and you're in victory lane. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Dylan gets P1. Next up, the man who qualified on the pole, and not a half-bad race for him. That is Colby Kasinger. We'll speak to your second-place finisher, the 714. A strong run, just late in the going, not enough to catch up for victory.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ran Williams Grove in a race like that, long race like that. Anyways, I don't know. I've always even running Xbox days of back when Williams Grove was on Xbox. I've always just hated Williams Grove, and I was gonna pick a small block, and I started practicing, and I was like, shit, this big block was way faster, and I was more smoother with a big block, so I went with a big block. Uh, Racetrack just didn't hurt me. I don't know. I don't have too much experience with Williams Grove, and I threw some negative offset in it, trying to tighten it up because they changed the track state to 85%, and I ran that heat race there, and hell, Dylan was all over me in the heat race, and I was just thinking to myself, well, shit, he's got this thing won in the feature. He could put that car pretty much anywhere. He was running right behind me in the heat race, and then hell, there were several times he was below me in the heat race. His car just drove off the corner way better than mine off the bottom there. I was just fighting for my life in the heat race right there, and it is what it is, man. I'll take a second place. I don't know. I hate Williams Grove. Always have. Always will. It's just you get too spread out. That's what I was telling my boys there a while ago. Is on that, I don't know, that mid long run right there. Held Dylan was about a second and a half in front of me, and then held third place was like 4 or 5 seconds behind me till we had that yellow. And I don't know, I just hate them bigger tracks like that. You just get so spread out, and there ain't much racing. You're just sitting there riding and trying not to hit the wall and making a mistake right there. But it is what it is. I'll take second place, still second points. We'll see where that puts us. I don't know where Carson ended up. He's leading the point deal right now, but sure would like to win that deal. We're going to Lima Land next week, and I think that suits my driving a little better. I'm a lot better on them smaller racetracks compared to them bigger ones, but we'll see.
Well, second place now. Lima Land is next on the menu. Hey, you have any experience with Lima Land leading up to it?
For next week, oh yeah, I love Lima Land. It's probably one of my favorite racetracks on iRacing. Really, just Lima Land. Usually, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the schedule to see how many laps it is next week, but usually the track state set right usually gets. I don't know. You can. There's usually two lanes. It might be on the top to begin with, but it'll probably move to the middle towards the late of the race. The top usually kind of goes away. Just depends how many cars we get. If it's a deal like tonight where we only had like 9 cars, and it's probably just the groove's not going to move. But Lima Land's at least you're right there. If the leader makes a mistake or something like that, you typically can get by them. Hell, there's several times that Dylan made a mistake at Williams Grove tonight, right there, and man, he's just so far ahead of me that you couldn't get to him or pass him, and then then I would make a mistake, and people behind me couldn't pass him. But on a smaller racetrack like that, a guy makes a mistake, you can really capitalize on passing some race cars.
Well, now with a second place run right before Lima Land, a shot to keep on going with a full steam ahead approach. Colby Kasinger, second place on the day. Any final shout outs you'd like to send?
Yeah, I just like to thank Dirt Gangster Apparel. If you guys need any apparel to wear at the racetrack or work or wherever, grocery store, don't matter. Go check them out at www.dirtgangsterapparel.com. They got some cool ass swag. And I think Diamond Diesel Repair LLC. If you guys need any diesel truck work, check them out on Facebook. He'd be happy to work on your diesel truck for you and get it back up and going on the road. And I think Theodore Concrete and High Gear Designs. You guys need design work, website work. Go to High Gear Design on Facebook, and my sister can hook you guys up with a website or design or whatever you guys are needing.
Colby Kasinger, P2 on the day here from Williams Grove. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
And as the qualifiers for the top 3 all finish in the top 3, it ends with your third place, man. That is Ian Lindell. Lindell, an up and down day in the main race, but you finish where you started, and it's a good spot in third.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was rough. The track's really technical. I mean, you just gotta. I was trying to run the bottom there for as much as I could because during warm-ups I hit it, and then the track state moved. I think it was a good idea for the track state move, but yeah, just try to keep it on the bottom there and realize it wasn't really working, and then caught the wall. The wall's really treacherous out there down the backstretch, but yeah, it was pretty rough. But I'm glad to see where I finished, be able to come back up there and salvage it.
All things considered, second half of the race a lot better for you. Any technique changes also made through that run?
Yeah, I was just for the moment there, we were sitting there, we were talking. Dylan was running the cut down line. Dylan was gone. There, I don't think there's any catching him, but props to him. But yeah, I was just trying to see the cut down line, and I ended up just on the backstretch. If I feel like I was gonna get into the wall, I would just let off. Like even if it cost me time, I was just like, I gotta be more smart and safe with my equipment. So I just tried to run the top as much as I could, and then the latter half of the race, I was still trying the bottom. The bottom still seemed like it was a little good. There's a little bit down there, but it's fine line down there.
Now a P3 run, best of the season to this point, gives you a great outlook to begin that second half, and it all starts in Lima Land next week. How do you feel about your prospects there?
Absolutely. Probably going to take the 358 to Lima Land. It's a little bit of a shorter track. It'll probably slick off a little bit. So hopefully, I want to get a win this season if at all possible. I feel like it is, but it's definitely going to be tough. A lot of good competition in here, but yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Now, as of course the checkered flag falls, the night's over from Williams Grove. P3 Ian Lindell. Any final shout outs you'd like to send?
Yeah, absolutely. Coast to Coast Sim Sports, Dirt Gangster Apparel. If you need any apparel, go to www.dirtgangsterapparel.com. Definitely everybody here at TCM Motorsports, they help me out the small blocks and the big blocks a ton, and Majula Say Speed Shop.
P3 Ian Lindell wrapping up the podium for the night's festivities. A great run. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And there we have it, a word from all of your podium drivers, and they line up on your screen right now. Ian Lindell in third, Colby Kasinger finishing in second, and it's Dylan Blackburn dominant and running into the sunset for his first victory, and he gets the job done here at Williams Grove. Next week, next Friday night, we're going down to Liverland, and it's going to be a thrill, so watch out for that as the Friday Night Fever continues with dirt racing on FTN. Until then, I've been your host, David Kreutz, commentating and producing. If you enjoyed, leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. Your support is always greatly appreciated. Congratulations to the man of the hour, of course, Dylan Blackburn, on his victory. You've been watching coverage of the David versus Goliath Series, round 4 from Williams Grove. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you have a fantastic night.
10 weeks, 1 champion. It all comes down to this. Brace yourself. 350 horses on a rampage. The Outlaw Dirt Series Sportsman Modifieds are coming to Shaggy TV. Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, the Sportsman Modifieds will roar to life across 10 of iRacing's amazing dirt tracks, starting at Lanier and ending at Oswego. You just gotta be there. Cherry Photography, specializing in iRacing photography, has deals to suit all your needs. With deals like 5 for 10, 10 for 20, 15 for 30, and 20 for 60, you cannot go wrong. You can reach out to Carson Cherry 226 on Discord. That's CARSON Cherry 226.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels a squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
The TFG Sport Compact Series is coming back to Right Rear Racing on Friday, December 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Watch it live on YouTube with Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettis clash at historic Nashville Fairgrounds. 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Boundless makes its presence felt. It will not be ignored. We're helping turn ideas into reality with a wealth of building products that take every architectural style to the next level. This is what it's like to imagine, build, and transform anything we want into exactly what we seek. This is what it means to be boundless.
You have something in your mind, you are able to create it, to build it, and then someone from the other side of the world came and tell you that they want to spread this product to 50 countries in the world, so it's a huge personal.
Welcome to the Underdog Racing Podcast, where we talk to NASCAR drivers from all over the great country of America. Each week, we chat about the latest races, share stories from the track, and get to know the drivers behind the wheel. We break down the action, hear from drivers about their experiences, and dive into what drives them to keep racing. Whether you're a longtime NASCAR fan or just curious about the sport, this is the place for you. So tune in to the Underdog Racing Podcast, your inside look at the world of NASCAR. Catch us every Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern.